What is up, everybody? This is JP, your online personal trainer. Today's video is going to be about whether fast digesting or slow digesting protein is better for making gains in strength, hypertrophy, and muscular endurance. The research review that I'm going to be going over is from MASS. It's called Monthly Applications in Strength Sport. It's done by Eric Helms, Mike Zourdos, and Greg Knuckles. They're really smart people. It's a really good research review. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I have no affiliation or ties to them. I just really like this research review. They go really in depth on the studies. It's really well presented. It's for a pretty good price, and they're relatively new. I think they're only on their 5th issue, and I've been subscribed since the 1st issue, and I really like it. The article that I'm going to be going over is from the 4th issue, I think last month's issue. So it's not old or anything, but it's just to let you guys know it's from last month. I just really wanted to go over this because I really like this one, and it covers a slightly controversial topic that gets to be thrown around a lot. Okay, and this particular article from this issue is done by Eric Helms. Each one of them does one article issue, or they do a few, but not multiple people on one article. This particular study goes over, again, whether or not fast digesting protein or slow digesting protein is better for making gains. What they did was they took 3 groups. Each group took 20 grams of protein post-workout. The first group took 100% milk protein that's fast digesting and it's rich in leucine. It's very identical to whey. That's one thing to note though, it's not whey. It's very identical to whey, but it's not actually whey protein. The second group took 50% of the fast digesting milk protein and 50% casein, and the third group took 80% casein and 20% of the milk protein. Why the third group didn't take 100% casein, I don't know. It didn't talk about it in the research review, and I thought about it. I couldn't really come up with a reason. Personally, I would have liked to seen them take 100% casein, maybe to see a little bit significant of a difference, but regardless, they took mostly casein. And just to get straight to the point, there were no significant or any differences really between the group that took the first 2 groups and the last group in regards to making gains in strength, muscular endurance, and muscular hypertrophy. There really were no differences. There were differences in the levels of plasma amino acids. The first 2 groups, the group that took 100% of the fast digesting protein and the second group that took a mix of 50% of both, did have higher levels of plasma amino acids approximately 60 minutes post-workout. But again, who cares if the results don't show that it helped them make any more gains? There really, like I said, were no significant differences. I'll go over how that's important later on, but a few things to tell you more about the study. Good things to note were that, one, yes, there was dietary control throughout the study. It wasn't like they were all taking protein, but one group was eating a lot more food and one group was barely eating at all. It was nothing like that. There were dietary controls, and a few times throughout the weeks that the study was going, they did have specific dinners they had to eat, along with, again, going to a nutritionist and doing a dietary recall. On top of that, they all did the same workout 4 days a week, regular exercises, rows, deadlifts, squats, curls, various types of presses, stuff like that. And what's the most important thing about that study, in my opinion at least, was that they all fell within the range of 1.5 grams to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. They fell within that range. So one person wasn't taking extra scoops of protein outside of the workout or eating a ton of steak or whatever it is you ate, to get more protein. But again, yeah, so basically everything was well controlled from the study, which is very good. How this helps you. Protein and nutrition in general is a very touchy subject in fitness and in the gym setting and everything like that. You could probably go up to someone right now in the gym and ask them, well, what's better for me? Should I take this fast digesting protein or the slow digesting protein? Or should I take casein or should I take whey? Or whatever it is, you're probably going to get an answer. And you may think, well, that's not bad. Well, in my opinion, that is bad most of the time, because the people that you are asking are usually not a personal trainer. They don't study this stuff. They just read an article online and they're passing around kind of bro science, for the lack of a better term. And what's even more odd is that they'll give you an answer, and if you ask them where they got that answer, they'll either tell you, I don't know, or they'll reference just some article from a magazine or something, which again is not very credible. Magazines and personal opinions they're like the least credible sources that you can have. Peer-reviewed evidence being some of the highest source material that you can have. So these people, they ask this, it's not good, and at one point, I believe these things, that fast digesting protein is better than slow digesting protein. But again, what this study shows is that there was no significant difference. And what even plays the biggest role when it comes to protein for everyone watching is your daily intake of protein. It's not exactly what type of protein you get, unless you're like some weird outlier where you're only eating one amino acid and you're not getting any other source of protein, which would be nearly impossible unless you're not eating food. Then you really don't have to worry about protein in regards to what types of which. You just need to worry about daily intake of protein. Too many times do I see people focusing on the little minute details when they're not focusing on the big huge things. Who cares what type of protein you're taking, fast digesting, slow digesting, things like that, when you're not taking in enough protein at all? You know, I've seen people, you know, focus on they have enough protein and they're so focused on protein when they don't drink any water and then they barely get any sleep, you know? So basically what I'm trying to say is when it comes to, and this study shows it, this research review shows it, and multiple other sources of the literature show that not taking protein post-workout, that's another example. A lot of people focus on the anabolic window. When again, it's been shown that when you control daily protein intake, you take two different people and they take the same amount of protein, proper amounts of protein. One takes protein immediately post-workout and one waits a few hours to take it. There are no differences between the two. So again, just stop focusing on the little tiny minute details. It doesn't matter so much as what protein you take, or not exactly when you take it too. It just matters how much protein you take and whether or not you have a well-balanced diet. You're getting other things in your diet. You're making sure you're getting all your micronutrients and things like that. Again, I'm going to be going over more research reviews in the future. If you have any questions, you could post them down below. If you didn't notice, I'm going to start doing my calls to action, not at the beginning of the videos, at the end like I'm doing now. So when I tell you to go check out my website, check out my Patreon, I'm going to start doing them at the end. So please, if you guys, if you like getting in-depth fitness advice, cool kind of perks in regards to fitness, I'll go over more research reviews and stuff like that on my Patreon. Please check that out. If you guys want to download my podcast for free, I think I've done 6 so far. I'm going to be doing another one next week. Please go check out my website. It's going to be linked below in the description. You can download them all for free. You can comment on there too. Also on my website, I have all my social media platforms linked there. So if you want to go to all my social media platforms to follow me, like on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and you don't want to have to go to each one individually, just go to my website, click on the links there, and you can follow me there. But until next time's video, see ya.